Hey there, it's mdance Brookside in Austin, Texas, where I help you find the best path to the cloud for voice, chat, video, and contact centers. An important piece of what we're doing when we're looking at cloud communications and moving things to the cloud is having the right connectivity solution. Not having enough bandwidth or having the ability to make sure that the circuits are always up can really be a hindrance to your business. Connectivity means a lot of things to a lot of people, but in this situation, we're really talking about fiber, coax, SD WAN technology, and PRIs. That's the ways that we can help people connect for voice communications, as well as data when it comes to fiber and coax. So at the end of the day, in the past, we had desktop IP phones, on-site hardware, legacy circuits for the phone company, and we had mobile phones running independent of that. In some cases, there was some integration, but for the most part, they're completely separate. On-site legacy hardware and phone company lines. Well, today's workforce is online. Their voice chat, video apps, or on any device anywhere is the standard. And so all-in-one cloud solutions over the internet and where it's all going today, and anything we do to reduce complexity is required. But it's very important to have the right amount of bandwidth because today work is an activity, not a location. So a lot of people, what drives a lot of this is unified communications as a service. And basically what that is, translation, your phone system's in the cloud. So it not only does phone system type activities, voicemail, things of that nature, but it does some other things too. It has some integrations. For example, like I said, everything voice is there. Your direct number, voicemail, things of that nature. Presence and IM. Presence gets you back an hour a day per employee in most cases. Um, Business SMS so that people can use any device and be able to do texting back and forth and separate their personal life from their business life. Meetings, audio, web, video, screen share, that's all built in. Unified messaging and voicemail, so all your messages are stored in your email. Mobility apps to give you the in-office experience anywhere on any device. So it's called UCaaS. UCaaS infrastructure is usually owned, operated, maintained, and delivered by a provider. It's a multi-tenant shared UC infrastructure and geo-redundant data centers with self-service portals. And the application is delivered on a common platform with licenses that you pay for monthly. These are some of the companies that we worked with or that we like in this space, from Mitel and 8x8 to Nextiva, RingCentral, Dialpad. We can get pricing on any or all of them. But normally what we try to do is figure out which one is the best fit for your business. I mean, we're a unified communication specialist after all. We should know that. So we help you find a secure and reliable solution that will work on any device, anywhere. And we have decades of experience with phone systems, call centers, video conferencing, and connectivity. We free up IT by taking the phone collaboration responsibilities off their plate, and we take care of everything from the solution design to contracts to implementation. We work with a lot of we get wholesale pricing on from all the big carriers. That's usually better than what you can get yourself from a local rep in most cases. But once again, we take care of everything for you. So what about bandwidth? Okay, so is your current video solution meeting the growing needs of your organization? Because that's been the big change this year is everybody's going to video on everything. Do you have enough bandwidth? Is it secure? Is it reliable? These are all questions that people are going over right now as they're looking at what they're using today between Zoom and Teams and Google Meet and several others. But at the end of the day, video and voice collaboration apps they're real time, so they do not like latency. Latency, contributes to voice quality issues and drop calls and things that people don't want. So when there's an issue, is it your internet provider? Is it your data network in your office? Is it your UCaaS provider? At the end of the day, you don't really care. You just want it all to work. And that's where Brookside steps in and takes responsibility when there are issues. So we know how to make things happen. We do this every day. So you have to understand, because of our background knowledge, we understand and know that not all video apps are the same from a security and reliability standpoint. I mean, you start looking at all everybody's gone to video. It's crazy. Video uses a lot of bandwidth, especially Zoom and Teams. I mean, they use 4 times the bandwidth that everything else uses, and they're the two least secure of all, just because they're big targets, right? But Google Meet, My Teams, from Mitel and 8x8 Meet all use about a fourth of the bandwidth to deliver the same thing, and they're more reliable and have less points of failure. They're all developed in-house too. So the bottom line is today's business software is in the cloud. If you can't get to the cloud, then you can't work, right? So business apps and then business communications apps are shown here. Some of the major ones that you see out there that we work with and some that you're familiar with. And if and you're using Office 365, there's been problems lately, especially there's been 2 or 3 outages in the last couple of months that were fairly significant in nature. But you can see from these reports that come from Down Detector that until 8 o'clock at night it tapers off, but it picks up again at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I mean, there's really some issues there. Azure, from Microsoft, their cloud, more or less, it's had a lot of issues and problems. I mean, these are not exactly what I consider to be mission critical, stable environments sometimes. And so we're going to talk about what alternatives we have to make them a little bit more, well, to really achieve higher level of business continuity than what you're getting today with these solutions. Here's Microsoft Teams. I mean, anytime it comes up yellow, it means they got issues and problems going on. So they have problems at Microsoft Teams, and this is, I think, yesterday, so I mean, it's not that long. Same with Zoom. When you see yellow, that's, the next step is red. It's headed towards that if there's any more problems. So the big question is, really, is your internet connection keeping up with your needs? I mean, that's the biggest problem sometimes with some of these cloud-based solutions is your internet connection. I mean, if it's not keeping up, it's time for fiber. If you already have fiber, it might be time for a second fiber provider, and we can help with that as well. And look at some type of an SD WAN or a way to distribute between multiple. I mean, we can use 4G failover, whatever it takes to keep you up and running. But fiber itself is 99.9%, 99% available. Guaranteed, or what they call high availability, and then it's got end-to-end SLAs or service level agreements that guarantee certain speed and uptime. And there's multiple carrier design, like I said, will help you meet your business continuity goals. That's how we can help you guys. So the benefits of moving to fiber is getting cheaper every day. It's dedicated, it's enterprise business grade, it's got an SLA, it's got zero latency for video and voice and video. You have to have this. I mean, this is the standard now, and you upgrade your service when you're ready with a phone call once you go to fiber. Like I said, we carried from all the big ones, from Spectrum and AT&T and Grind. Somebody's going to, based on your address, somebody's going to be close and going to have a better deal. We can get quotes from all of them. It's kind of weird how we can get so many quotes from companies I've never heard of, but that's a whole separate deal. In some cases, you may not have heard of who you're dealing with because they're what's called an aggregator or master agent. So Bullseye, Nitel, and ACC, they're all companies that have US-based customer service. They go get a large volume of bandwidth from all the major carriers, and then they do their own billing and customer service. And so the carriers are all like that because, well, they're moving away from having to deal with customers, which can be a pain. So when we go out there and look, we find the best deal. I mean, this is an example for an address for some client we had that, it was all over the map. For 50 megs of fiber, it was anywhere from AT&T dedicated was 570 to, you look at, Grande at 400. I mean, this is big, it's just based on address, and so in that situation, I would recommend Grande and, or at least just provide options. We do all this work for you, find the best path to the cloud, and then present it to you. So it all comes back around to, do you know what your monthly cost per user is? That's how this all works. It's your monthly spend divided by your number of users. So when you start looking at your current monthly cost, you look at what you're paying for all your phone bills from, all the legacy circuits that you may have, or SIP trunks, analog, long distance, if you've got it, any related charges, internet access, what are you paying for that? Legacy phone systems or maintenance software, whatever you're spending for that. This is all monthly. And if you're under a cloud-based solution with RingCentral or one of those, I mean, how much are you spending every month on all this stuff divided by the number of users? IT resources, same thing. If you're having to mess with it, because you don't whenever it's a cloud-based solution for the most part. Security, what are you having to do to make sure that, people can't get into your solution, your system, your network? Cloud-based, collab apps. How many collab apps do you have going? Probably too many. Probably need to narrow it down to one, and we can help you with identifying which one makes the most sense for you. And then web chat, where it comes up at the top and the bottom, and want to talk to an agent or one of your salespeople. I mean, that's all stuff that we can help with. So why would you want a channel partner and an aggregator? Well, the major carriers are moving towards selling services to network, because then they don't, they save money. They don't have to pay salespeople, expenses, and they don't have to take any customer calls. So you can imagine that's where they're headed. Channel partners can provide up to 200 plus carriers, providers, and aggregators with wholesale pricing, which is great. So it really helps Brookside get you the best network solution combined with the best customer service. Now, why would you want to do business with Brookside? Well, we're vendor agnostic and get paid by the carrier that you choose. So, our help's pretty much free. We work with aggregators, do their own billing, provide US-based customer service when we can, because it makes more sense. So you never have to talk to the carrier again. You can either talk to us, or we set you up with a US-based person that helps you with anything that you need from all the carriers, not just one. So then you get a single bill, from multiple carriers. So if you got something going on with AT&T, Spectrum, Grande, Frontier, Central, get it all on one bill and get the volume discount associated with that as well, because we use an aggregator. Huge difference. So if you go to our website, brooksideus.com, you can see there's actually a tab there for connectivity. And it's kind of interesting because when you go down and look, you can see here's a bunch of the carriers that we work with. They're all listed right there on the website under connectivity at brooksideus.com. That's right. We are Brookside Cloud and Connectivity Solutions. www.brooksideus.com. Let us help you find the best path to the cloud for talk, chat, video, and connectivity.